and our partners at BetOnline continue to be the #1 source for all your betting needs and sports info. Hey, this is everybody. It's Lloyd Spence. And listen, you can find all the latest sports developments, including updated odds on the NBA playoffs, fights, and even next season's futures. And don't forget that the Major League Baseball is back as well. Who are you picking to win the World Series? Man, I got the Braves, man. I feel like they're going back to back. Because BetOnline is your continued source for all your sports wagering needs, including live betting and your favorite Vegas, casino, and poker games. It's super easy to get started. So head on to the website today and use your mobile device to join and use your promo code BELIEVE, that's BLEAV, to receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Go on over to BetOnline. It's where the game starts. And tell them the noise maker said.
Popcorn World. Popcorn World.
Can I make you move now? Yes, I can. So you can get this move in a bag of a can. I can make it round the world and it holds in your hand. Popcorn World. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. I said popcorn make you smile. Ah. 250 flavors. Popcorn World. Popcorn World. Popcorn World. It's a popcorn world. It's a popcorn world.
Welcome to Talkin NOIZ, the daily podcast that brings you up to speed and keeps you informed about real issues affecting real people. With your host, Mr. Talkin NOIZ himself, Lloyd Spence. His beautiful wife, Mrs. NOIZ, Kenyatta Spence. The ever-informed Brother NOIZ, Alan Brown. And yours cordially, Uncle NOIZ, Shake Anderson. Come on in and join us as we reveal and opine today's most pressing issues. Real truth while having real fun. Talkin NOIZ is in your house right now. So sit back and enjoy Talkin NOIZ.
2, 1, 2, ready, come on.
Not getting hassled, not getting done.
Might get a little what you tonight. Got a lot of
Making
stuff
a way when you can.
It's a little undone.
Good time.
Man, ain't no time. What the niggas gonna say?
Ain't we lucky we got 'em?
Better not bring your
You've been warned. That's all I can do. Give you a fair warning before the show starts. Now, what you do from there, that's up to you and your family. But I did say it. Tonight is unfiltered. There are no restrictions. There's no conversation off limits. And Mama Noise has already presented one. So I don't know what to tell you. Y'all might be stuck tonight. I don't know what to tell you. But it's good to see everybody in the Noise Maker land. See everybody pulling up. Pieces to all of you. Love each and every one of you. I don't know where everybody is.
I was trying to find something that had no letters on it, but all my stuff got letters on it. So, you know, since Cuz had issues with my letters.
I don't know if it was the letters he had issues with. I think
It was letters.
I think it was the fact that the letters drew attention to your magnificent blessings from God.
What you want me to do? What can I do?
Listen, this ain't my problem.
Okay.
I am thrilled at what I've been blessed to have for over 23 years.
Hey.
You don't hear me complaining about nothing.
I know, because I was like, okay.
I'm just saying, I'm good. On my end, I'm good. How you feeling tonight?
I'm not feeling too well, but I'm pressing my way.
You pressing your way? I'm pressed my way through distant lands.
Oh my gosh.
No higher place that I have found. Lord,
Okay.
touch my feet on higher ground. Well, it was the Lord.
Okay.
Why are you looking like that?
I mean, you ain't got the organ or nothing. You just done went off on a tangent.
Well, I gave white organist the night off tonight. I got a substitute over here.
Nobody likes when you have a substitute musician.
Well, but you know, you can't just work them in to death. You gotta allow opportunities for, even the musician deserves off sometime. So I gave him the night off.
Okay.
I did.
All right.
He asked me for the night off. He said, "Hey man, I want to go play in a couple other places." And I was like, "Listen, I understand." He wanted to play at a club tonight. Okay, if you just want to get all in his business.
I mean, I didn't need specifics. I just
you kept pressing. You kept pressing. And so now I'm out of him.
I mean, I asked because most times he might have had an emergency.
It wasn't an emergency. I can tell you it wasn't an emergency. I think
something happened with the family. I don't know.
No, I think he's playing with his band tonight.
He's got a band?
Of course he has a band. He's a musician. All musicians have bands. I know
some musicians that don't have a band.
Well, he has a band.
Okay.
I think it's called White Organist and the Keys of Life or something.
Nope.
Like that. That's the name of the band.
You know what, Lloyd? That sounds awful.
Why are you hating on the man's band?
I'm just saying.
Well, you know what? Black people won't let you live and be great. Thank God he ain't black. He just act like he's black.
Mm.
Anyway, he's got the night off.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
I got a replacement in here. He's gonna. He's late. He's a little late, but.
Okay. Mr. Noise, what is going on?
I'm waiting for the dude to get to his seeds.
Well, you should let us know, because those of us that are watching do not understand why we're looking at your eyelids.
I'm sorry, but I can't
Oh
make
my
the dude sit down.
God.
All right, there he is. Hey, man. Oh, he brought in the whole band himself.
Why
nice.
you up there putting his business in the street?
See, that was nice of him. He brought in a whole band himself. Thank you, brother. It's good to see you. What's your name? Oh, you don't want to. You don't want to. You're not supposed to be playing.
He probably belongs somewhere else.
You're right. He don't want nobody to know his name. Okay, well, can you fire up your deal so we can, get started or whatever? Wait. Hey, man, what is that?
You totally forgot where he was at.
Hey, man, I just said play something soft. Okay. Well, this is awkward, noisemakers. I apologize. We normally don't start like this. But welcome, and I don't know if I should tell you to grab your church fan or your wine glass, but just enjoy the show tonight. Can you cut that for me, bro? Can you? Wow.
I'm gonna tell you something.
Yeah, that's
The
great.
other night, I was watching. All of a sudden, I was watching YouTube, and I saw Bishop Paul Morton and Full Gospel, whatever going on. And I was like, I said, okay, he's singing "Let It Rain," and it didn't dawn on me. Now I know you're gonna say, I can't believe he ain't know it. It did not dawn on me. He just kept saying, "Open the floodgates of heaven, let it rain, let it rain," and then I was like, then Prince kicked in.
Oh my God! You just now realizing that?
I was like, this is Purple Rain.
You just wait. The song been out 15 years. You just now realizing that?
I'm just saying. I was like, I don't know about anybody else, but do y'all know that this is Purple Rain?
Oh my goodness! This is not Purple Rain. This is pathetic. You should have known that.
I mean, I was like, he was really into it. Like, I said, okay. It was pretty
sad.
It was pretty whoa. It was pretty whoa.
I'm stunned that you didn't know that.
I said, let it rain. Okay, you letting it rain with the Prince.
Well, oddly enough, the song choice of the night is kind of appropriate for some of the stuff we're gonna talk about. As weird as that may sound, I just didn't expect them to do that.
You know what, Chad? Talk about wrong venue. No, listen.
It's not. But I
was watching Purple Rain on HBO Max. One of them. Yeah, I think it was HBO Max. I was watching it and was like, I'm listening to Purple Rain at the end. Yeah, doing the guitar solo. Purple Rain, how it was going or whatever. And then I'm going, wait a minute. That sounds exactly like what I heard on the movie the other night.
What happened?
I'm saying when I saw Purple Rain the other night, and then later on, I saw Bishop Paul Morton singing.
You know what? This is why you're gonna lose tomorrow night. This very thing that you're doing now, this is why you're gonna lose tomorrow night. And you, Al, and Ron are gonna lose to me tomorrow night in spectacular fashion because of the things that you're saying right now. It's gonna be bad. It's gonna look bad.
Is this your
Y'all
segue?
gonna look bad. I'm sorry.
Is this your segue? Because you just kind of.
I'm telling you, you're gonna lose in our game sip tomorrow night. It's me versus y'all and the noisemakers. Y'all got to guess. Y'all, we doing a name that tune type game night. Y'all got to guess the music, and I'll have the rules for you tomorrow night, but you're gonna lose really bad because you don't have your ear. It's not refined enough.
Did you just insult my ears?
You literally heard a song for 15 years and didn't know they stole it from Purple Rain. I didn't.
I was like, they would never do. They would never do that because that's a gospel song. I said.
Did I finish my statement? You cut me off. I didn't insult your ears as much as I acknowledge that your ears are not as strong as mine. That's what
I don't think that was it at all.
Well,
I think I wasn't expecting any secular music woven in with gospel music. That's what I wasn't expecting.
Secular music is woven into gospel music all the time.
Well, that wasn't what I expected. I'm sitting there looking at this is a full gospel conference, and they're going, let it rain, and I'm not expecting.
So you think you're under the impression that black people don't have all black people are making love to James Cleveland?
Don't ask me that because in the beginning I thought it was Mahalia Jackson.
But that's my point. Black people listen to secular music; they just act like they don't in church.
But I'm telling you, that's the place I would not expect to hear it. That's what I'm saying.
Then this is why you're going to lose.
To my surprise.
And that's why you're going to lose spectacularly tomorrow in tomorrow's Uncorked Wine music sip. But at least you'll have fun playing the game.
Mm.
What up, Ron? He's en route, y'all. Just if everybody wondering. Sex in the church, exactly.
No.
He said they did. He just played Fiendin'.
Well, that's your bootleg substitute.
First of all, I don't think he was bootleg. He actually sounded authentic.
He busts out Jodeci and supposed to be in the call to worship.
Well, we called it to worship.
Nope.
Listen, there's many ways to call to worship.
Nope. Not doing it.
We just did it.
Not gonna do it.
We just did it. I'm sorry, but we doing it.
No, we did not just do it.
Whatever. Well, I promise you guys an unfiltered night of Black Friday, and you're going to get an unfiltered night of Black Friday. But first, we're going to start with the news that you may or may not have missed over the last 24 hours or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So we want to give a happy trails. I'm borrowing from one of my favorite sports shows, Pardon the Interruptions. Happy trails to CNN Plus. Apparently CNN Plus is no more. It's over. I didn't even know there was a CNN Plus. And even thinking about CNN Plus, it just seems like ridiculous that there would be a CNN Plus. What the hell would I want a CNN Plus? Why do I need that much news?
See, they assume that because of things like Discovery and Discovery Plus, that they could make money off of us. Like when we pay for Discovery Plus, you saying, man, we already got Discovery if you got Amazon Prime. But then they say, yeah, but if you want Discovery Plus, you can get this over here. So they was hoping to make some extra coins.
Well, yeah, he blew that play completely. Yeah, he blew that play completely. I don't. That's just ridiculous. On so many different levels, it's ridiculous. But anyway, 2 casualties from the CNN Plus debacle. Looks like it's going to be Jamel Hill and Carrie Champion, 2 people I like a lot, but they may have missed. Are gonna their show that they had coming out on CNN Plus I think is going to be canceled. But can I just say something about that real quick, if you don't mind, if everybody doesn't mind?
Sure.
I don't know why they thought that it wouldn't. Why they thought that would work. Like, ain't nobody ready to turn to CNN Plus. I barely watch CNN.
At that,
why am I adding to it with a plus?
I don't know.
I think I don't know. They may have missed that one themselves. I would if I were their managers, I would have tried to talk them out of that. That wasn't a good.
Well, you know, the stuff I'm hearing about it is I've just heard bits and pieces, and the part that from the article I was reading was saying that it's not really clear as to why it looks like Carrie Champion kind of followed Jamil over to CNN Plus, thinking that they was going to be the next big thing, and so they're like, okay, I don't understand, because Carrie Champion is eyed in her own right, so she don't have to follow Jamil Hill. Like, she needs somebody to kind of, you know, blaze the trail ahead of her. Carrie Champion is eyed by herself. So
she's got some game.
And from what they were saying is that, you know, now Carrie Champion also has the appearance to rock with it as well. Not to throw shade on Jamil, but if there is a choice between the two of them, they're saying they don't understand why.
Who is they? Who are these they that you keep referring to?
Well, I was watching a couple of shows on YouTube, and that's what they had to say about it. And I was like, you know, that kind of makes sense. So that's the only reason why I even mentioned it. I agree with their comments.
Okay.
Because Jamil be bringing, seem like she be bringing controversy. You know, whenever she comes bringing stuff, she brings the smoke, even though the smoke is not necessary. You like, okay, we might brace ourselves just in case.
Right. All right. Well, that's what went down. Cam Newton wants to clarify his comments about women need to learn how to cook and cater to their men.
Just raggedy.
Well, he just wanted to clarify, you know.
That's because it blew up what he said. Now he up there trying to backpedal.
Well, people took it out of context, he said. He says, well, I'll just let you hear from him. I don't have to say it for you. I'll just let you hear it from him.
Here recently, I just was scrutinized, bashed, went viral for something that I did and spoke on, but it was a clip that was taken completely out of context. Scrutinized, bashed, went viral for something that I did and spoke on, but it was a clip that was taken completely out of context. I think for me, growing up, how I grew up, raising my children, my daughters, the way I raised them, is completely different than how I was depicted. And I think that it hurts me to the degree, but also tells me where we still are as a society. We are very, very sensitive on topics that needs to be kind of brought to the forefront. And if you use me as a sacrificial lamb, so be it. I know my heart. I know my intentions. I never once had this sexist mentality. I never had this, you know, dictatorship mentality towards women. This you know, mentality that women are beneath me, because that's completely false. That narrative being even highlighted is completely against everything that I believe in and do believe in. So, you know, for me to go through what I went through is cool, but I'm thinking I'm using this platform now that I have to reach out to strong women, black, white, interracial, it doesn't matter. Just to prove to the world that I'm completely that, or I'm completely not that you think that I am, but using it in a way to do good to more people, right? And for me, where I am, I think the thing that puts me at ease is knowing that I know my heart. Right? I know my true intentions when I was doing that. And I think people don't understand that whole interview was an hour and 15 minutes long. 1 minute and 20 seconds got highlighted, you know, for the world to speak on. And I'm like, The View talked about it? ESPN talked about it? That just reminds you that you're not normal, right? So you have to be able to filter what you say and how you say it. But, you know, the thing also is, you know, while we're talking about these topics and while we're viewing or have everything else to say, you know, when you're doing a podcast, there's multiple topics that's being thrown at you at a time. Like, how do you feel about this? How do you feel about
For
that?
sure.
Ken, how do you feel about being a father? You know, you have 7 kids, you have this and you have that. And it's being looked at like it's overwhelming to one hand, but also it's like, if you want to scrutinize and look at every single thing that I said, you can't just pick 2 lines. Look at the whole totality.
Okay, I think we get the gist. Well, maybe we don't get the gist because I really don't understand what he just said. But, but
I'm gonna just tell you, when he said all that, all I could think of is my mind went back to the movie School Days when the girl said, "He's sorry," and there his face is cracked and on the ground.
I don't know if did he say he was sorry. I didn't hear him say he was sorry.
I mean, not the I'm sorry, but the
y'all didn't understand what I really meant.
Rachel, what I meant to say was, Rachel, you know what I'm trying to say, Rachel. All that stuff from School Days. This is what he sound like outside the dorm, talking up to the window. You know, I know some of the stuff I said got misinterpreted. Sir, you was passionate about what you said when you said what you said. Where's the word the female dogs and all that stuff now? Where's your chest at? You were saying it with your chest.
Well, there's one part that he's right about. Most people did take the one little part of the clip of what he said and turn it into the focal point of the entire interview, which I'd never heard the entire interview. I took the part of what he said and was like, okay. But to that same point that I just made, the point that they eclipsed from that little part seemed pretty clear to me. Like I'm not sure I needed to hear the entire interview in context to understand the one part that was clipped out. It seemed pretty clear. So I don't know. I don't know.
It's an old play called Much Ado About Nothing. And that sounded like what he was talking about. Much ado.
Well, he just was trying to clear it up, Mama Noise. You
just a spin control.
So hardcore. You don't give nobody the benefit of the doubt. See, this could happen to you.
I wasn't giving him no benefit of the doubt.
Mama Noise, this could happen to you. Somebody could take one little clip that you said on our podcast and clip it out, and then all of a sudden, they could take my part out when I be joking about saying you don't like black people, and then they say podcasters Lloyd and Kieta Spence doesn't like black people, and next thing you know, it's a thing. So it can happen. I get that part of what he's saying, although this doesn't seem like it's.
He sounded like he's trying to throw some shade, even though he was trying to say something. He like, it's like, out here saying like, I got 7 kids and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, who are we talking about that does have 7 kids? You don't have 7 kids.
You might have 7 kids.
I thought he had just a couple of ones with the one chick that he wouldn't marry.
I don't know how many kids he got. I think he's fruitful and has multiplied.
Well, clearly he ain't got no problem in that area.
Right. I think he's very fruitful and multiplying.
So just go ahead and have a vasectomy and be done with it.
You can't tell that man on what he's supposed to do.
If he says all females is this, them bees, beep, 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 then go ahead and have a vasectomy. Then that way you ain't got to worry about they trying to trick me. They trying to.
He didn't say nobody was trying to trick him. Now you're changing it into a whole new narrative.
No, I'm talking about that he was saying she wasn't marriage material and all that, but he had no problem pumping babies out of the woman.
Well, now you're on a whole different thing. We wasn't talking about none of that. You just brought that up out of nowhere.
Well, that's a part of
his. Friend of yours or something?
That's a part of his narrative. I didn't like the fact that he's, you out here gone on with somebody else, and this woman's got these 3 kids. If you thought she wasn't worthy, then why'd you go from baby number 1? Why'd you just leave her with 1?
Okay, but it didn't work out. She had a choice too. Don't listen. Hold on. First of all, if they together and they're pumping out kids, they both made this choice. It wasn't just him. And it wasn't just him rejecting her. I don't know how the relationship broke down. Maybe he was cheating on her. Maybe he was doing, who knows? Maybe she rejected him and was like, I'm not going to sit up here and let you pump me with all these kids and cheat on me at the same time. Maybe that was how it went down.
I think they together. She's thinking that this is going to be a marriage situation. That's the mindset of women. They ain't sitting there.
But you're not listening to what I'm saying. You angry and don't even understand why you're angry. I said you might be right in that fact, but you said you alluded to like he left her, and that may not be the case. She may have left him, saying, "Hey, if you out here and you haven't truly settled down and you want to really truly be in a marriage, I'm not going to let you be with me and other women too. So I'm gonna leave you."
This is the same man that said all that stuff about women, and now here he is giving a backpedal about the conversation. But he's the one you're saying, maybe it was her that just left him. This dude has a pattern, but yet he talk about his mama and his daddy now. They've been together 30, 40 years.
What's his pattern?
Get with somebody, stay with somebody, and have all the babies you want with the one person in, since that's the way you say you grew up.
Okay, but I don't know what that situation is. I can't speak on any of that, neither can you. I don't know what he did in that situation. And
like apple seed to me.
I'm not saying he's not. What I'm saying, okay, you think I'm disagreeing with you, and I'm not. What I'm saying to you is I don't know what the pattern is. I don't know what kind of dude he was. Maybe he is an asshole, and he's just out here plugging women. I don't even know how many kids he actually has.
I think the part that upsets me the most, it just seemed like him, Future, all these dudes is just like, I'm going to get it wherever I get it. And if a baby comes out of it, then, have a baby, be a millionaire, whatever. It just seemed like, guys is just knocking on, bodies and body counts and all this other stuff. And then it's like, okay, well, it's going to be a child. It's going to be if you out here raw dogging, why are you out here raw dogging? If every girl's a B and I don't want no boss B, I don't want to be. Okay,
so he does have 7 kids.
You still think that it's the women that's
okay, Mama Noise, but you're acting like these women didn't know who he was. They know they sleeping with Cam Newton, and they know they having Cam Newton's children.
But they also assume that if you choosing me,
you are assuming that they're doing that. You're saying that women are all these angelic creatures who are looking for love, and all they want is the love, and they don't have a malicious bone in their body. That's not true. Brittany Renner taught us that. She said, these hoes is out here. We will snatch your soul, brother, and make you pay for the next 18 to 20 years. So the game is both, Mama Noise. It's not as simple as one guy just perpetually making bad decisions. Matter of fact, all these women, all these children that he has are not by that one woman. Let me finish. So that tells me that those women who probably knew he was in a relationship didn't care nothing about his relationship. They went and slept with him anyway. Now, I'm not saying he didn't lie to him and say, I'm going to leave her for you. But I'm saying I don't think it's as simple as he just out here plugging away. Now,
he is who he say he is. Why don't he have enough? Somebody got to have. I don't understand how you could be raw out in this day and time. And if you the man, you making all this money and stuff, go ahead and snip yourself. Then can't nobody show up and say they got no baby. Or wear a condom. But don't sit up there and keep on having a bunch of babies like you trying to salt the earth with children when you can make a decision. And because men are always trying to leave it on the woman. She said she was on the pill. She said, why you can't take a role? Why men can't take a role?
Okay, okay. Listen, you sound like Cuz Noise right now. I don't know if it's everybody needs to take responsibility for their actions. And I don't think it's as simple as the dude is always to blame for this. I know you and Cuz loves to pull out that card and throw it on the table, but the truth of the matter is everybody got to be responsible for your actions. If you're going into a relationship, any relationship, not just athlete to this or celebrity to that, but any relationship, you have the responsibility until you commit to one another. You have the responsibility to protect yourself and to protect your path and your interest in the things that you're trying to accomplish as an individual. And so if you start doing things that are counterbalanced to those decisions, then you are responsible for the consequences of those decisions. It's not just the one person. Women got to be smarter than that too. You don't think I'm right? You don't think?
I just think that we always try to act like the men don't have a role in this.
I'm not acting like the men don't have a role in it.
For many, many years, it's always been the woman who she got pregnant. Like it was something that she just switched on and said, oh, I feel like being pregnant tonight. You know what? Your tail has an obligation as well. That's why they came out with condoms. That's why they came out with all these other spermicides and stuff like that, because you have just as much responsibility as the woman does.
I don't disagree with any of that, but what I'm trying to help you understand, my love, is that it's everybody's responsibility. It's everybody. We have 2 daughters, and I'm not going to tell my 2 daughters that it is solely the man's responsibility. No, it's both y'all responsibilities. And if you play around with that fire, your ass is going to get burned. That's what I would tell my beautiful daughters. Don't go there with these niggas. Is that not what you would tell them?
I tell them to wait and get married first.
That's the same thing. I'm just saying a little harsher. I'm just saying. So you agree with me, even though you're trying to argue with me right now. We have to tell our daughters to be smarter than that. The game is out here. Guys will come out. Guys will tell you all the right things, and next thing you know, your panties is over your head, and you're pumping out a baby. And then they don't want to be part of it. We have to protect our children in that way. So I agree with you. It would be nice to say that guys should be more responsible, and they should be more responsible. And in the bigger macro sense of it all, black men do need to be more responsible and stop creating these vacuums of children and all of that stuff. I agree 1,000% in what you're saying. But I also live in the real world. And while I'm raising my black daughters to be princesses and to be queens and to respect themselves and to never settle for anything less, this nigga ain't doing that over here with his son. This mama's boy ain't doing that. He's being coddled and told how great he is and, oh, you the prize and blah, 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 blah. Okay, well, now I know to tell my children to watch out for your ass. That's my point.
Okay.
I don't have the luxury as a black father of daughters, as a girl dad, to not tell my girls not to watch out for themselves.
Yeah, I just never could understand that though. That really burns my biscuits.
Apparently.
Because I mean, that has been the thing. She need to do better. She got herself pregnant. Like what? Listen.
And again, I don't disagree with what you're saying. That is wrong on every level. It is so wrong.
And then level. I guess from the other side of it is that, there are some women feel like when a man is you all in a relationship and stuff, and your relationship done crossed over to being something physical, and then he's telling you, man, I can't wait till we have a baby. And you like, okay, okay, is that you saying that? And granted, that is assumptions. But when guys be talking that, I can tell, we gonna have pretty, you gonna have pretty babies, this particular woman or whatever, or we gonna have pretty babies or whatever together. And it's like, okay, but
if he's telling you that in the dating process, then a female's response should be, "You're right, I can't." But it's gonna happen long after we're married.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? That's the part that I'm saying. You can't fall for that. And just because somebody drop a line like that on you, that means you're supposed to take your drawers off.
No, but some women out there may have a perspective of thinking that, if he's talking about children and stuff, then maybe he's talking about marriage too. But see, that's the bait that, you thinking, this relationship's gonna go further, because women, as little girls, we are trained up that, we gonna be a wife, and we gonna have a house, and we gonna have a picket fence, and, we gonna have children, and we gonna have, and we gonna be a family. Well, that's not the way that you guys are trained up. Y'all not trained up to saying, one day I'm gonna have a family and all that type of stuff. Y'all trained up to, I need to find somebody who can drop me straws so that I can, so I can experience having me some sex, as much sex as I can stand, because you're a man and that's what you're being trained up to do.
I don't disagree with anything you're saying, but what I'm also trying to add to this conversation for you so that you can have better balance is that having raising the daughters that I'm raising, I realize it is my responsibility to make sure that I put the right information inside of them as well. The fact that what you're saying is not wrong, but I can't have my daughters out here thinking that that couldn't be a possibility for them if they don't understand how the game is played.
Okay.
Don't fall in love with somebody just because they said the right nice things or they did this or did that. Man, that person needs to have way better substance than that for you to commit to or to be trying to be intimate with and all that stuff. So it's way more involved into it. And I think we're doing our children a disservice by not preparing them for this crazy game that's out there.
I agree, because all they know is love.
Right.
One day love. I'm gonna find somebody who loves. They gonna love me, and we gonna be in love.
Right.
But we're not talking about the blueprints, which is okay. There's some other things need to be in play before you can't let love take you so far that you can't think clearly.
Exactly, which brings me to the next story that I wanted to talk about. Trey Songz is out here in these streets again, in trouble. Well, I'll just let y'all see the video. You can see it for yourself.
City in the I won't take a picture of that. City in the open. City in the open. I just started to be tired. It too, it's okay. I think I'm taking a shower.
Did he just?
I'll let City in.
City in the open. City in the open. I won't take a picture of that. City in the open.
It's what you saw is what happened. There's a little white girl, Wahite girl, and they're standing there in a little circle, and people got their cameras out, and he pulls up her bra top and says, "Titties in the open," repeatedly. And she tries to smile it off like, okay. But so that video actually is from 2013. But it just resurfaced again overnight because all of the allegations that are out there over Trey Songz. Now, she is actually trying to sue Trey Songz in a civil suit in the state where this took place, and the statute of limitations may have run out. People are investigating it now, and she's filed a civil suit against Trey Songz in regards to this, and we'll see where this is going. She's asking for $5 million. Her name is Megan Johnson, and she's suing for $5 million. And she said she would drop the case for the $5 million. Otherwise, she's going full blast on the case.
So her titties are worth $5 million.
Apparently, her titties are worth to her. They are worth $5 million. A judge may see it differently.
Facts. Wow.
Boobs completely out. That is exactly right. Wow, Trey Songz, bro, son, you are wild. And apparently you've been wilding like this for quite some time. I actually agree with Ron. I think she's grossly undervaluing her titties, first of all. Not that they're a nice pair of titties. They're not very good, but I ain't saying they're not very good. That sounds harsh. They're regular titties, but titties are amazing, and I think you should, try to place a premium on them. Don't undervalue the titty.
Did you say place a premium?
A premium. Don't undervalue yourself. $5 million don't seem like a lot.
Unbelievable.
Trey Songz, man, oof. But that, you know what? He's the perfect example of what we've been talking about. There are guys out here like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you saw they've been advertising the hell out of this Girl Gone Wild documentary that's going out.
What?
That's out right now. You haven't seen that? You haven't seen an advertising for a documentary? Oh my God. Yes, there's a Girls Gone Wild documentary. And they are advertising about all of the scandal that went on, all the young ladies that were traumatized. There's some allegations of rape involved. It's out there. So that's why we gotta tell our girls what's out there. Because if you don't, they could stumble into all types of stuff. You got to try to prepare your children and raise them right and make them know what the real thing looks like and not let them get caught in the counterfeit aspect of anything. So this event took place in Connecticut, which is where she's suing. She dropped the lawsuit at. So we'll see where it goes from here. But Trey, man, woo, brother.
I mean, they're coming for you, sir.
Well, but they're coming for him legitimately. They're not coming for him without cause. I mean,
it's like one after the other. But you know, I don't know what is happening. Why isn't something happening? Why do they got to keep coming up with more and more people coming out saying, "Hey, this happened," and then all of a sudden there's nothing for another year. Then all of a sudden, here it is again. It's like over and over.
Well, they can only come for you over stuff you've done, and the reality is he's reckless. He is reckless, and he has been reckless for quite some time. And now the chickens are coming home to roost. So that's just what it is. But anyway, I had a couple of more before we get into what my wife has put together as an unfiltered topic tonight. A shout out to you, my love, for what you've done tonight. It's going to be really, really good. So I just want to give my thoughts and shout out to, once again, to the Haskins family. NFL player Dwayne Haskins was laid to rest today. In the first service, I think today was in Pittsburgh, and then they're going to have another service in New Jersey. At his home church or whatever, or actually they're having one in New Jersey, and then they're gonna have one Sunday at in his high school in Potomac, Maryland. I that's a lie, by the way. And his wife was there, and she broke down terribly. It's just an ugly situation. So thoughts and prayers to the Haskins family as they heal through this really horrific and challenging time that they're going through right now. So anyway, all right. I think that's all the news I want to talk about tonight, because the topic that you laid out tonight is pretty interesting. And I'd like to kind of get into it. So let's set the stage. I was scrolling through my news feed and saw a very interesting article. It was about what men like or want or whatever, and I said, "Oh, this is interesting." So I sent it to Mama Noise, and I just said, "Hey, check this out. This might be a I still do type thing or whatever. Or you just interesting conversation period." She looked at it and decided to put it on a group page that she's a part of, and the comments from the conversation were quite overwhelming. They've been talking about this all week long. And some of the comments were positive and some of them were not so positive. But it was interesting to say the least. And then we were going to talk about some of this stuff tomorrow on I Still Do, but we thought, why don't we go ahead and just bring this to the Talkin NOIZ crew and have a discussion in that venue instead of I Still Do. And then, Mama Noise, wants to take a rest tomorrow. So I said this works out perfectly. So in addition to the comments of what men want, Mama Noise found a counter article about what women want. And so we thought we would go through each articles and discuss that with you guys. And you guys tell us, is this real? Is it true? Are you dreaming? You know, like what does everybody think? So I'm hoping the fellas get here tonight, but if not, you know, we got you noisemakers, and we're gonna rock out tonight together. And please feel free to jump into the chat and tell us what you think. But this is an interesting conversation to say the least. So do you want to start with the women first, or you want to start with the men first?
Let's start with the women first, because the men first is what, or no, let me ask you your opinion. The men first is what stirred up all this controversy. And then the counter, you know, is what women want. So okay. What do you
First of all, I like the way you just re-explained everything I just explained, but whatever. So what are you asking me?
What would you prefer?
I don't really know. I maybe we should do it in the way that it happened.
Okay.
So the men, this is what the men want. Let's start with the men.
Okay.
Because the women, to me, is far more controversial.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what the article said the men want. The men want women. This is what women should be doing to their men. This is what the article talked about. This is what women should be doing for their men. Number one, it said make love to them. Sex has a way of relaxing the man. You will change his mood when you make love to him, especially if you are the one who seduces him and initiates it. Number two, don't make home a war zone. If you coming home, if coming home to you is coming home to yet another argument and fight where you explode and turn everything into an issue, he will dread coming home, and it hurts when home is a place to run away from, not run to. Okay. Ask him how he is. Most women want the husband to ask them, how was your day? How did you sleep? How are you? Yet they rarely ask the husband these same questions. If these questions make you feel cared for, your husband also wants to feel cared for as well. Number four, organize his life. A lot of men can be disorganized, especially when they are going through a lot in life or have a lot on their mind. This chaos in their system, dressing, schedule, or environment can lead to more unease on their mind. When you help him clear the clutter and attend to some of his needs without him asking, he will think better. Okay. Don't attack his man cave. Most have a man cave. This is an activity they do or place they go to, perhaps a room, maybe to play a game, watch TV, meditate and think, write, read, create, work out, or just be. Don't attack this. Just agree with him on how he can balance his time so that he, I forgot, I don't know what the rest of it said. But anyway, pray for him. You are the one who knows best his potential struggles, battles, and questions. Commit him to prayer. Let him hear you pray. Let him hear you pray for him. Help him out financially. A lot of men are going through stress due to finances. Help him by not putting pressure on him to give the family a lifestyle he can't afford at present, but by helping to pay some of the bills, by helping him manage finances better, by saving and seeking long-term investments, by stepping up, especially when he has been fired or going through business losses. I got a lot to say about that one, but we'll go into that one again. Affirm him. A man can get tired. A man can go through burnout. A man can question himself. A man can worry. A man can get discouraged, which is why it is important for you to remind him of his greatness, celebrate his achievements, and tell him how proud you are of him. This motivates him. Stay faithful to him. Ooh, okay. Nothing destabilizes a man like when he suspects or finds out that the wife he loves and is giving his all to is entertaining, flirting, sleeping with, or longing to be with another man. Spare him the torture. Be easy to talk to. Most men show a tough face and don't open up to anyone because they trust no one. This is how many of them go through depression and suffer in silence. They long to find a confidant who they can reveal themselves and their deepest joys and pains to. Be that confidant. Smile was the next one. That's pretty self-explanatory. Kiss him is self-explanatory. Massage him. Make new memories with him. So that's pretty much it. So that's interesting to me. That is very interesting to me. You want to comment